got the Superstar Wednesday over here, and you're already the superstar. I mean, you are one of the guys that pioneered this hair color thing. I mean, you make, I would say that a lot of people did it, but with you, it was, I don't know, it was different.
Yeah.
It was very, very
I
different.
remember, I think, Show You Off, like, set it off.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's beyond even like Nigeria, to be honest. Like, I feel like that whole look kind of like it did travel though.
Yeah, a lot of people actually, because you start like imbibe that culture.
Yeah,
and that is a theme. I mean, I really like that. You're welcome to the show again.
Thanks, man. It's a pleasure, man.
Yeah. So a lot of people would argue that it would feel as though you took a break. Is that true?
You know, I'm flattered by it. Right? I feel like people just miss the sound. It's good to reset as an artist. You have to take time. Like, everything goes so fast, and like you constantly chasing and trying to be everywhere. And like, to be honest, I just feel like you have to take breaks, and I needed to take a break. But the break was not just like sitting around. I was working on so much music, working on a new album, growing as a person, learning. You know what? So much has happened. Like, do you know what I'm saying, right? But I feel like I'm flattered by the fact that people miss the world sound. But it's good. But we're back outside fully.
Okay.
Fully.
Yeah, we did miss that sound. And speaking of that sound, I mean, I would say there's a lot of soul in your music.
Thank you.
But how would you describe the kind of music you put out?
My music is very in touch with like just like humanity. Like, I feel like I focus more. Excuse me. So I focus more on just like the human feeling and how I feel. I pay attention to my friends and people around me, and I really try to just make music from the depth of my soul, just so I can connect with people. It's about connecting, right? Music is so special, and it does so many things to people. You'll be surprised how it affects people and lifts people up, it helps people, guides people. So for me, I'm very aware of that. So I try to create music that does that to people.
Okay, so you mentioned that you felt like it was about that time for you to take a step back, not necessarily a break, but maybe to self-introspect and reevaluate things.
Absolutely.
And now you're back. You're back with the record Outside. What inspired the return of World?
It wasn't really an inspiration of a return. It was just the right time to get back out, right? Like I said before, I've been working on so much music. I've been working on my new album. I've been working on a lot of collaborations. So many, actually. It just feels right now, to be honest. Like, timing, there's a timing factor to what we do. You don't rush it before it's time, right? You just follow the path when you're ready and it feels right, and you just come back out. And everyone's like, yo, where's World? I've been inside, now I'm outside. And outside felt right. The sound choice was me just exploring a new territory with my, I call it like the Afro fusion. So this is like Afro-Caribbean, but it still has the full essence of World. And okay, wow, World is giving us a new vibe, but this is still special, right? And shout out to Wizkids. He was with me on Show You Off, which was my first introduction back to Nigeria and the rest of the world, right? And it was just right to just tap back in with him. He's a great person beyond just the music, a great friend. He was very instrumental for the success of Show You Off outside Africa. He made sure Major Lazer put it on their page. I always say this. They put it on the IG, on their Twitter, on their Facebook, like in 2017, at the height of their career. Major Lazer had Lean On. They were the biggest group. Like, this is when they had everything. Do you know what I'm saying? They still have everything, but this was the height of their commercial career, right? And they made room to put like an Afro soul record from, you know, an African boy from Nigeria on their page, selflessly. So for me, like, tapping back into him with him, this record has like the Afro-Jamaican vibe.
Yeah.
And Wizkids from Major Lazer is Jamaican. It only felt right to collaborate with him. I wanted to make it authentic at home and abroad. I didn't want it to feel like World just gave us a Jamo vibe. It's World from there. Nah, I tapped in with my brother that's from there to make it make sense.
Okay, and that makes a lot of sense, actually. I mean, it's only right. I mean, if you decide that you want to take a step back and you want to come back and you go back to exactly where it kind of started from, somewhat.
Absolutely.
I mean that right there is a lot of homage, and it's a whole lot of respect for the craft and the people you work with.
Absolutely.
But ever since you've been working, now let's talk about production. Do you have like a preference for a producer?
You know what? I don't even know what I'm looking for until I hear it. Sometimes we create from scratch. Sometimes the producer already has an idea and plays me a track, and we work on it, and we'll come back and start adding things at the end of it. So there's really no way to get this. It just feels right. To be honest, it's a spiritual thing. Music is very spiritual.
Yeah, it is.
The more aware you are that it's spiritual, it's not even yours. Like, your mood creates your music. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, depending on my mood, right? If I go to the studio, it kind of directs what I do. If I'm having the most happiest feeling, it affects the music that I do. If I'm having a moody, like very blue feeling, or like I'm in such a mood, it affects the type of tone in the music that I do. I think it's spiritual.
Okay, so if you're saying that, what mood were you in when you made Mad with SARS? Tell me about that.
I was freshly like in Nigeria learning. This was me coming back after being off for 17 plus years. Back in Nigeria, learning my ways. I'm in front of everyone. I'm like just back in it, like just hit the ground running, right? Just learning every day as I go, like trying to figure out what works for me, where to be, who to align with. And me and SARS are already started in America. Like, we met in LA. Most of the songs on I Love Goes to Trouble were created in 2017.
Oh.
Right? Mad was the last song we created. It was like, I call it the bow tie, right? Putting the bow tie on something, right?
Yeah.
And I think when I came to Nigeria and I went to, we were at Pactonia Hotel in Lekki.
Nice.
SARS was there, right? And he said, yo, pull up. It was right down the street, and I pulled up. As I'm working on something, he played me 2 tracks that day. He played me 3 tracks, right? One of them was Sweat, from the same project, and he played Mad. I was like, dude, this track is mad. And I remember going home down the street, and I just took it home. And this is me still freshly back in Lagos, right? And everything, like, I just felt stressed that day. Everything just felt mad, to be honest. But the communication, the conversation, I don't know where that came from. That was spiritual, right? And I felt at that time, I think, to be honest, I just tapped back into like a feeling that I had, and I realized like how much, like, when you're with somebody, right? You take on their stress and their happy days, their down days. You can't say, oh, I'm only here for you when you're happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I completely get
That's
you.
why it makes sense. I'm dealing with my stress, but I'm not going to say because I'm dealing with something, I'm going to just ignore you. Right? Or automatically, even if it's friendship, even if it's family, right? I think that's really what union and being around family and loved ones is, right? Or having a partner. It really is. You automatically take on that. If someone don't automatically take on your stress, just X them before Friday. For real.
I like that one.
Just what I'm saying?
Why before Friday?
Yes, because don't go and celebrate the wrong people. Yes,
so I'm guessing you're celebrating somebody this Friday.
You know what? You could say that, but we'll see.
Okay, that's a very dodgy way of answering that question. Very dodgy one. But
and I hope I'm celebrated too.
Of course,
exactly.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people would.
Absolutely.
I mean, your music, your personality, everything about you comes in one.
Man. Thank you.
Right, and I mean, you hinted something earlier today on the show, talking about an album that is coming. Yes,
Born to Win album. That's the next one. I've been working on it while I've been inside, and I'm still working on it. You guys expected more later towards the end of the year. I don't want to rush into it, but I'm going to be releasing lots of music before that.
Okay.
Just getting everyone like warmed up into the energy and get a vibe of what's coming. But it's still going to be hard to predict how everything is going to land. Because even me too, I don't even know what sound I'll give you next. Because I'm really trying to figure out what song we're going to drop next. There's so many to choose from, but we'll make the right decision one day at a time.
Okay, one day at a time. But some would argue, I don't know if you think it's true, but you're an artist, so you will be in the best position to tell me this one, that in Nigeria, that once an artist takes a break, sometimes it takes the fan base, it takes the people some time before they welcome that artist back. Do you feel that way sometimes? Yeah,
it does. It does. I feel like there's so much music, and compared to like 2019, 2018, 2017, it was more just about the music. I feel like people appreciated the music more. We didn't have the TikToks and a lot of like the things more outside music that it's not so focused on music. So I feel like now, like, people just want to be entertained in different forms, and it's beyond music now, right? So it's like figuring out ways to balance yourself. If you're a true musician, you gotta find a way to balance yourself beyond just giving music and entertaining, because people just want to be entertained.
Okay then. All right. So I mean, I love the trajectory of the conversation, but I'll be damned if I don't ask you what's coming next. I mean, a lot of people have texted. The moment I said "World is coming" to the show, we try to put out a poll. Like, what do you want to ask him? What is that question burning on your mind? And from the poll here, there is one question that has been repetitive.
What is that?
And that would be a question that would blow your mind.
I'm curious.
Yeah. And that would be the song "Blow My Mind," Davido and Chris Brown.
Oh Lord, are we still talking about that,
bro?
This was 2019, and this is what, like 6 years later.
It's still on the poll here where people just want to hear you talk about it. Maybe one last time. How did that happen?
I don't think it's going to be the last time, right? I feel like that was meant to be, right? Because that record happened when I was promoting my project "Love Is Contagious" in 2019. That's early Q2 2019, and I got a call from my boy Sheezy. This was a song that I was supposed to be on "Love Is Contagious" project, but I didn't think that it felt right for it, right? And I was just holding on to it, and everything happened. Davido heard the record, loved it, and the rest is history. Yeah.
Okay then. Now, in the world where, for some weird reason, it feels like, now this is something that I've noticed personally, so I'm going to keep it 100 with you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Why does it feel like when an artist writes a song for another artist, it feels like it is secret in Nigeria?
No, it's not a secret. I think it's the fans.
No, it feels like, when people say, "Oh, this guy wrote a song for me," a lot of people tend to handle it like it's not supposed to be.
I think it's the community and the society and the fans. I feel like we gotta blame the fans for this one. The fan wars, not all the fans, but the fans that celebrate artists and they only see them as perfection, and they don't want to hear anything that makes them feel or look less. So when you hear like an artist that you're a fan of, and you guys are doing fan wars and all these, and you're like championing them and stuff, and someone says, "Yeah, your artist does not write a song," right? It hits really low, right? And I think like fans hate to hear that. And it started making even artists feel insecure.
True that.
That's like facts.
But have you ever met any artist that felt insecure about maybe not being able to write their own song or most of their hit song?
I feel like a smart businessman knows that, like, yo, let's get this thing done. Where I started music from in the US, everybody writes for everybody. I started as a songwriter. That's why a song like "Blow My Mind" came out, because I put my songwriter hat on and feel like, you know what, if I could write a song for Mario and B.O.B. or all this pop artists and country artists back then before I came to Nigeria, then I can support another artist that's doing great, that stands, for Nigeria and Africa, right? And a lot of people shamed me for even like, "Oh, you gave your best song to the," I saw a lot of comments and things like that. It was hateful. That actually. It was very hateful. Even yesterday on my TikTok, someone still commented something like that. And it just, you gotta, like, as an artist these days, you have to learn to look the other way, because you see hateful comments every other day, right? And to me, I look at it like people just not, it's just a lot of insecurity, and it reflects the society in a bad way. It reflects our society in a bad way, not exposed. People are not exposed. Every artist in the world that's like the biggest of the biggest artists have songwriters and people that write for them. And I feel like just the way the fans here take that whole matter, it almost messes up like the idea of like songwriting and songwriters. Do you know what I'm saying? Everyone is hidden. Every artist hides their songwriters because now they feel insecure, because if somebody knows somebody wrote this record for me, they're gonna like talk about me and make it look like I don't have no talent. But like it takes great talent to deliver something a songwriter did.
Well, I tell you what. I think I've had this chat with a couple of music heads over time. I said it's not everybody you can write a song for that will make a hit out of that song.
Absolutely,
it's not everybody.
Like for real, like it takes talent. Like you have artists like I'm talking about, like from Rihanna, even Kanye West to like Travis Scott, everyone from to Drake. You know, you heard the stories, right? But the delivery, that's what the artist does, because the artist understands the art, their tone. There's a thing called tone. That's spiritually gifted. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, you have songwriters, you have artists that can relay messages as well. You know what I'm saying? And not the all the best artists are not the best songwriters.
Okay, that makes sense.
That happens too.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. But I just really feel like a lot of people, a lot of writers in this part of the world deserve more credit.
Absolutely, but the thing about it is, like, songwriting in Africa and Nigeria right now does not pay.
Why?
Because the system. Yeah, I don't think we don't have a BDS system that pays publishing directly. It's different in the U.S. A songwriter in the U.S. versus a songwriter in Nigeria with, like, the most popular record in the year. Like, check their bank accounts. It's night and day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just the collections of society and the system. But I think that's a long way. That's one of the long ways we have to go.
Okay, pretty much we're looking forward to that. But then, I mean, you are someone that can write, you can sing your own music, honestly, and you deliver really well. You give a stellar performance in every chance
Thank you.
you get. But now, looking at the system, right, we are part of the system one way or the other. Be it from the radio perspective, be it from the perspective of an artist as well. It's a very big one.
Absolutely.
Right? So, what do you think can be done differently?
It's a long way. It's a lot of things. I think more structure and put in, like, a very good, like, it's structure. Number one, people coming together to really want it to work, and put in, like, some really, like, strict laws around it to make it work. So it's not manipulated.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I think most of it is going to be really about the people wanting it to work, and the system having, like, really that very strong, strict law structure around it to make it work. Because if it doesn't, because now we're going to start manipulating it just to get paid.
So, well, if you were approached by anybody right now, I mean, it's definitely a superstar, well, to help write on the project, would you rather be paid off, or would you rather earn from the royalties of that song?
It depends on the artist and the situation. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but it's really based on what that situation is and what makes the most sense.
Okay, that makes sense, because I'm happy you're here today, because I feel like we have.
It's a great conversation.
Yeah, I feel like we have more writers than actual singers in this part of the world.
Every world, though.
Do you get me? But people are shy. People are scared to have to be like, I write for people. I mean, I write for that person, and it becomes a thing where you can't even talk about it. Yeah,
like the system and the social media and the fan wars and the people, they've made it degrading for a songwriter to mention they wrote a record. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So now, like, before I say it, I know, like, this person's fans about to attack me.
True.
You know why? Because they look at it like you just empower the rival fans. You just empower them. Like, I've gotten more hell on social media just for Sweet in the Middle and Blow My Mind ever. Like I have Wizkids fans, like, attacking me till today. It almost feels like you empowered Davido, right? That's how they look at it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And really, that record was, if not the first time an Afrobeats and R&B record was well done, and it lifted the community. Like, there was a lot of attempt before that. That record was one of the most well done collaboration that felt seamless and didn't sound forced.
Yeah, true though. You're actually very right. I mean, a lot of people even went on to spread rumors, actually, that right after the interview came out where you talked about Blow My Mind and all of that, it felt like some people had a problem with you. Some fan base had a problem with you immediately.
A lot of people had problems with me, and that was my introduction that was my first wake up into the Nigerian music industry and the social media space. I realized how toxic it is. It caught me, like, by surprise. Like, you know, like, you're just sitting, just naturally being yourself, tweeting, and someone just takes something that I said about lyrics, and they took it personal, and made it about
the
it was
artist.
they made it about Wizkids at the time. This is 2020, and I realized that was when I realized what was happening. like me, I was new in town. I don't know what's happening. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you, bro.
And it put me in the middle of that. This is 2020. I remember still, and it felt like, oh wow, this is really what's really happening. And it feels like it's part of the system now, and people enjoy it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel it.
And it reflects the way we are as a community. We celebrate hate more than joy. We celebrate hate more than wins. And when someone is winning, people find ways to flip it and turn it into something else. Do you know what I'm saying? It reflects who we are as a society and how we operate like families and friends. And really, this is really truly who we are. It's really sad. It's just amplified online.
It is actually, and I think it is annoying.
Yeah.
But you're a pretty chill guy. You are super chill. Like you don't.
Yeah,
have,
you know what? Yeah, I'm
issues.
chill. Like I don't like some people are offended by my privacy and my exclusivity. Some people are. I feel like anyone that has problems with me, they're probably like, this guy out there, they shackle too much, Jari. But it's not just that. Do you know what I'm saying? If you speak to me, I will show you respect and love and nothing but that. But a lot of people, when they don't see you, or they don't know you, or don't get a chance to experience you, they just make an assumption that this is probably who you are, and he just feel himself too much. Now you should be right, pass. Now you should be do this, so you know, and you can feel the energy. Like people just pick up, but when they actually meet me, they're like, yeah, I'm just chill, and I protect that because not everybody
is supposed to.
Not everybody will reciprocate that type of energy with you. Some people will trigger you, so you have to still protect that. For me to stay in my own element, I have to protect that.
Okay, real talk. But be honest, be candid with me.
Yeah, no.
Do you think the industry now? I'm not talking about the fan base. Like, do you think the industry is toxic?
Yes.
Have you felt that level of toxicity in any way?
Absolutely.
Can you share one with me? You could keep it anonymous. You don't have to call names.
People hear a story from somebody and they'll take it on without hearing your side of a story. And unfortunately, like, and this happens in the society as well, where bad news carry more weight. And people will hold on to a negative story of you because it's so much better to talk about. Do you know what I'm saying? Like someone will be like, that's that guy. Damn. But someone that has never met you before will take that and make it the story of you because they see you in a different light that looks good, looks great, you sound good, but this negative thing they just heard is what they're going to hold on to and they're going to share it. They talk to that guy.
So what's the worst thing you've ever heard about yourself so far? The one conjecture about yourself that you're like, what? Somebody really
difficult to work with.
Really?
Yeah, and that's the most false statement. You know, I feel like I'm the easiest person you could work with. It might be difficult to work with me, but if I open up to you, right, and we start working, I'm not holding your record back. I'm not making it difficult for you to clear the record, because once I decide to do it, right, all the way, I'm going to support you. I'm going to post your stuff. You don't have to ask me. Show up to your video on time, all the nine. And most people can't claim to say that. Most people will do a record with you, and it's time to post. They're going to disappear on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't support songs and collaborations, but I'll do that. Like you don't have to be the biggest artist. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a record with Leah out right now, beautiful song. I helped write the record as well. And the record is, you guys go check that out. It's a beautiful record. She doesn't have to be the biggest artist now for me to work with her. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just like that. If we connect, we meet in the right setting, introduced with the right people in the right setting, we can work.
And it's okay. I mean, and it's okay to choose. I mean,
it's okay to choose. Absolutely. I don't have to. Even if like our sounds don't match, I might be supportive in like some hints or introduce my engineers to you, my mixers and my mastering people, something. Like I feel like everything doesn't have to end at a record together, because not all sounds merge together well.
You know? Real talk, actually.
Yeah,
that is real talk. I feel like you're trying to be careful so that they don't take your words out of context.
I'm not being careful. I'm just being like reasonable as much as I can, because I feel like there's so much misunderstanding in this industry. And we got to understand, like, Nigerian music industry is a growing industry, and there's a lot of international business communications and deals that are happening that gets lost in miscommunication because people do things different in a certain type of the world, but we are a growing community where we're learning all our mistakes every day, what to do and what not to do.
Real.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So speaking of mistakes, right? If there's anything so far so good since you moved back in terms of music, if there's anything you'd probably want to maybe retrace or do again, or maybe not even do at all, what would that be?
I don't know, man. Everything is a learning process, man. You just learn as you move from it. Not do. What I'll do more, man. So to be honest, what I love that I'm doing more now, I'm making my own relationships with people in the industry, not just leaving it to managers and people around me. I like doing that. You know what? I like being personal with some certain people, so it reduces the wrong narrative, and I can step into situations that may look bad and resolve it, and not just fall behind managers and business people around me just to make all the decisions. Because sometimes when the people that represent you, all their decisions are a reflection of you. And as an artist, you should learn the business so you can communicate with your business partners and managers on decision making, so that every decision they make don't fall on you. It's important that every artist listening learn the business so you have a voice of your own, voice of reason, to be able to sit. Don't just sit back and let people make decisions for you. Contribute to the decisions. Contribute to the human communication part of it. Make we not do that thing. No. You know what? If we do them this way, what about that? Don't just take everything, because when it's all said and done, all the decisions falls on you. And everybody can go out and work with other artists. And whatever that decision is, good or bad, if it's bad, it falls on you. If it's good, everybody wins. But if it's bad, it falls on the artist.
I completely agree. Is there any situation that you felt misunderstood with any artist? If yes, who's the artist?
I will mention the artist. I've been in studio sessions where I was having issues with the label at the time, and they brought me into a songwriting session. And there was a bunch of new artists in there at the time, and I really didn't want to be in that room. The situation was not conducive for me. It was like, why am I here? I know you guys, we're not really messing with each other, but why am I here? And I had to save face and just work with new artists, and I was not in for it. I just wanted to leave. And I think some newer artists that are bigger now took it offensive and like, yeah, Walt doesn't want to work with us. And you know what I'm saying? But they didn't know what I was going through that day.
I completely understand. I completely understand. And I'll tell you what, you're someone whose discography speaks for.
Thank you.
I mean, if I go through your music, I mean, from back in the day till this very point, I'm always like, yo, I mean, it's a pleasure meeting you finally.
Yeah, likewise, man.
I'll even cap on that one. I mean, I've heard a lot of your songs.
Thank you, man.
I've got a number of them on my phone, and I'm like, yo, this guy is just different.
Thank you.
You are in a different space.
Thank you.
I think it's just you in that space that you're in. I promise you.
That's good.
It's just you in that space that you're in, and it's making a lot of sense. It's good to have you back, even though you felt like you never left.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
So, what does 2025 hold for you, apart from the album?
Lots of music, lots of collaboration with my peers, a lot of artists that I'm a fan of, both newer artists and artists that you guys already know. A lot of like shows. I have a show in Ghana starting off the year next top of March. I'm gonna announce more cities. I'm gonna get back on my live in Lagos vibes this year, Abuja, different parts of the world. It's about connecting with the fans and people that have been celebrating and embracing me all these years. I've not done enough of live embracing giving back. I've not done enough of that. Do you know what I'm saying? And I want to fix that this year, moving forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Sometimes being an artist means that you need to understand that it's not just about the music. Sometimes you are some people's template.
Absolutely.
A lot of people look at how you go about your business and not necessarily want to be like you, but make you not necessarily a yardstick, but look at you as the template as to how to go about their business and how to make it happen. I'm pretty sure a lot of guys that are emerging in the industry listening to the show right now must have gotten a thing or two from you right now. Like, yo, man, this guy's spitting a lot of facts on this one. And we are looking forward to more projects from you.
Absolutely, man.
I mean,
lots of music this year.
Exactly.
Like, you're like, oh, where's World? You guys like, okay, World, okay, that's you. No, this year it's gonna be that. It's gonna be like, okay, take it easy on us.
Okay, we
Like
cannot
like
wait.
3 new songs out right now. I like to shout out the songs that I'm on as well that I'm not pushing personally. Of course, the one Outside with Walshy Fire. Check out the one with me, Terry Apala, and Wizard Chan. Beautiful record as well. Shout out to Leah on the Yes record. More music to come. Shout out to SARS, man. He's coming.
Protect SARS at all costs.
At all costs, he's coming. And I can't wait for you guys to hear what we've done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's just saying you'll be on the project as well.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If I'm not on the project, you guys still going to hear us this year.
No problem.
Exactly.
No problem. We cannot wait. And one thing we can't wait for right now is Outside again.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming to the show, world.
Thanks for having me, man.
Exactly.
I
Thanks.
appreciate you.
Always a pleasure.
God bless.
All right, now, Marcy, everybody with their outside.